Hey guys, Julian here from synthwavepro.com. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. So in this tutorial, we'll learn how to move away from the 4 on the floor kick drum pattern by borrowing kick drum patterns from another musical genre. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can reference this tutorial later because we are going to be covering quite a bit. Also, if you wish to support the channel, please check out some of the links in the description.
Now, without further ado, let's get started.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. So in this tutorial, let's go ahead and explore some ways of creating interesting kick drum patterns. I know many of us are stuck in the 4 on the floor pattern, and that seems to be very common in synthwave music, but here's a cool way of changing that up. All right, so let me just play the example here and then we can dive in a little deeper. All right, so let's explore the inspiration for this drum groove. It all started off with a hip hop drum loop. This is what it sounded like. Cool. So what I've done here in this next excerpt is that I've basically isolated the individual kick drum hits that were located in the sample, and I've colored them blue. So basically, every hit that you see here colored in blue is a kick drum. So this is the kick drum pattern I want to apply for this particular track. So now on my MIDI track, which houses a kick drum, this is what it sounds like. All I need to do is basically input those MIDI hits and line them up with the kick drum hits of my original hip hop drum loop. So now this provides the foundation of my kick drum groove, and it's also shifting me away from that 4 on the floor kick drum pattern, right? But again, nothing's wrong with that groove. I use it all the time, absolutely love it. So now let's see what else we can do with our drums so that we can create some interesting drum patterns. Let me play the drum group on its own. Cool, so you'll recognize the same drum loop, which is right over here. And this is what the original sounded like. Now, seeing that I like this hip hop drum loop so much, I want to incorporate it into the actual production, but it's a little too loud, a little too brash, and frankly, that cymbal hit is ruining the whole thing. It just won't work for our production. So what I'm going to do here is bring it down here and make some changes. I had done a tutorial on this. I'll be sure to link this in the card. I'm going to pull up the sample editor here, select this algorithm, and be sure to lower or gate those transient hits. All right, let's play that again. That's at 100. Awesome. I've also applied a bandpass filter. That's why it sounds a little different. In other words, I've chopped off the lows, chopped off the highs. And so we're leaving room for our kick. So now let's play it together with our kick and this newly gated hip hop drum loop. All right, so let's bring in our other instruments, including our kick drum, and then I'm going to show you what this would have sounded like with a 4 on the floor kick drum pattern. So let's play. Now 4 on the floor. I think the 4 on the floor is pretty cool. I think that we can definitely use this just to change things up at one point during the arrangement. And so that's another way of getting some leverage and sort of changing up the groove for a particular track. Now, before I close this out, you can also experiment with various genres. So I know that rock drum loops work really well, and some hip hop works really well as well. I think that when you're sticking to tempos in the 80 to maybe 92 beats per minute, and you're doing chill wave, synth wave, or some type of music in that genre, you can get away with more syncopated kick drum patterns. So anyways, I just want to hop on here and show you guys this technique if you're liking some inspiration when it comes to drum patterns. All right, I'll see you in the next one. And if you are new to the channel, thank you for hanging out with us, and consider subscribing and liking the video. If you've been here since the very beginning, I really appreciate your continued support. That being said, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.